Welcome to Black Businesses Matter, a podcast about why Black businesses matter and the benefits of collaborating and advocating for Black businesses to drive impact. Each episode will cover legacy, hope, Black joy, funding sources, cultural shifts, equality, and so much more. We will provide inspiration and action while spreading some joy to a thriving community of Black business owners and leading thought leaders.
I am Lorè Enjoli, your host and the founder of the L3 Agency.
Known as the brand maven who transforms organizations with her storytelling prowess, meet Lorè Enjoli, host of Black Businesses Matter, a podcast about why Black businesses matter and the benefits of collaborating and advocating for Black businesses to drive impact.
Welcome back to another episode of Black Businesses Matter. You guys, you know that it is Black Women's History Month, and I am so excited to have my sisters in the studio who I think they make us all feel good on the outside and they make us feel good in the inside. And so this next guest, she is all of that, honey. And so while I didn't know whenever I have guests in the studio on Fridays. So guys, I record on Fridays. And when I record, two of the guests knew each other. So it was just like a moment. And I love those moments because while this podcast is to shine light, it also is to create connectivity and build community. And so I love when that happens because that means that there is alignment, right? That you're supposed to be here. You all hear her. Dita's supposed to be with Bixa Beauty. And so now, guys, we have Lorè Enjoli. Did I say that right?
You did, but I go by Lorè Enjoli.
Lorè Enjoli.
Lorè Enjoli. Yes.
Lorè Enjoli. Lorè Enjoli. Okay, we got to fix that up here. But okay, is the founder of All Buttered Up, a luxury skincare brand specializing in oil-based, non-greasy body care products. Nobody wants to be greasy, okay? Passionate about amazing fragrances, self-care, and wellness. She curates experiences that empower busy women to prioritize themselves. Whether at a pop-up or through her Craft Your Signature Scent workshops, she fosters creativity and connection while offering customizable skincare. With a background in business and entrepreneurship, L'Oreal Lorè Enjoli is dedicated to expanding All Buttered Up, you all. So that's All Butter, apostrophe D, up into a self-care community that uplifts and inspires. She also serves, and supports Ultima Entrepreneur Cooperative, supporting small business owners in their growth journey. We're going to put a pin in that because she's done some incredible work with that. And so I think it's helpful, especially because we're talking about Black Women's History Month. So I definitely want to touch on that a little bit. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited. I did ask you this, but I want the guests to be able to know this. So your name, was it part of the L'Oreal? Like, did it come from that?
Yes. It was definitely inspired by that. So my godmother's name is Lorè Ann.
I love it.
And she thought that, she wouldn't have children. I was going to be it for her. Oh. And she said, well, I've had a daughter. I would name her L'Oreal.
Oh, wow.
And then my mother and all the friends and aunties, they loved Enjoli at the time.
Oh,
the perfume. So.
Yes. And Enjoli, right. Correct. The perfume.
Yes.
But it's so funny. That's like who you're made up. That's why I think names and origins and where they come from is how you are able to stand up in the world and position yourself. We don't understand that names are powerful. So I do have to ask this. So who was Lorè Enjoli as a little girl?
Oh.
Ooh, tell us.
She was very much who she is today.
Wow.
But she didn't know that. So you know that part in Mary's documentary where she says, I didn't know I was a whole me?
Yeah.
When I saw that, I said, girl, that's the part. So L'Oreal was, I was the only child for 11 years. So I grew up very much like with all the things that only children experience, right? Had a loving family, great friends, great community. Grew up over East and South Shore.
Nice.
And I still rep that very hard.
I love it. I love it. Because South Shore is truly a beautiful side because y'all got the lakefront.
Yes.
And y'all got the lakefront.
And those are things you take for granted.
You do.
You take for granted being able to walk to the lake.
Yep.
Right? And get downtown and take that scenic route to work if that's what you do.
Yep.
So yeah,
as a little girl, so were you the makeup girl, or were you the skincare? Were you the person that was playing with all the fragrances? Like, was that you?
So I've always been a fragrance girl.
Wow.
Always. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. I didn't know that until like later in life, though. Because you just monetize a thing and you do it.
Sure.
But my grandmother had a vanity built in her bathroom.
Okay.
So she would sit and get made and get ready for her day.
Yep.
We were always getting the latest perfumes. I was always putting on whatever was on the dresser. So when I do my scent classes, I tell people my fragrances are based on and inspired by perfumes because I still put on a finish. That's how I complete my look for the day, right?
Yeah.
Because I was the girl in 6th grade who the teachers were asking, what do you have on?
Wow.
Because I was wearing Trésor, I was wearing Jadot, I was wearing
all the things,
right?
Yes, white diamonds. I remember. No, I hated white diamonds. And I only said white diamonds because I wanted to say I hated it. And I'm only saying that because there was a girl full disclosure, I worked at this agency and this woman wore it every day. Gosh. And it was, to me, it wasn't my fragrance, but that's what made me not like fragrances. Was that. Yeah, my mother liked it too, but my mother, it's weird. My mother didn't smell like that, but this girl, she would drown it. And that's when I learned that fragrance is not meant to be drowned. It's supposed to be dabbed. Yeah. And so learning that, but I agree with you, but I also think that white diamonds was an old woman's scent.
White diamonds is for a specific chemistry, right? It does not smell good on everyone. It does not smell good on most people.
It doesn't.
Right? So when you talk about a reaction, I'm like, no, not the white diamonds.
When my mom wore it, I felt like she wore it on Sunday. Like on church, but she dabbed it. But she showed me how, you just put a dab.
Yep.
So it blended. But this girl in the office, like, I feel like she had it in her hair, L'Oreal.
So the reason why my fragrances are so light is because when I was in college, I interned at the City of Chicago Department of Planning.
Okay.
And there was an intern with us who will name nameless.
Okay.
But he would wear his oils, like the oils you get from the oil man.
Yep.
And you would smell him when he got off the elevator. And you would smell him for hours after he left your office. And it was horrible.
Yeah.
Now, I was taught growing up that your fragrance, you're not supposed to smell it, but other people are, right? If you smell it, you have on too much. But back to L'Oreal as a little girl with scents. Perfume powders. Remember those with puffs?
I do.
Perfume powders, definitely had those. I remember my first fragrance was Gina Tay, like most people.
Yeah.
But then when we got into like department store, Sunflowers.
Okay.
Was the one fragrance I was allowed to wear.
I remember that. Mm-hmm.
It was because it wasn't too adult.
Yes.
Right? Because I was maybe 9 or 10.
Yeah.
It wasn't too adult.
Yeah.
So I would have that. And then we went to Tommy Girl.
Yes. Yes. And then Gap had one that you remember that one? They had a fresh scent. It was a nice fresh scent that I remember it was approved.
Okay. Yeah. And then it was like, I sort of learned day scent. There was a time when you wore a day fragrance versus a night fragrance, right?
Yeah.
A romantic fragrance. So that's how that scent journey came about for me. It was just part of my everyday life. Like it was just a part of what we did.
I love it.
And then the skincare part, unbeknownst to me, none of this, like looking back, you're like, oh, all the pieces, all the little pebbles as we go. Yeah. My grandmother, we used to make a little salve to put on. So not routinely or anything. Yep. But from time to time, she said, come on, we're going to make this. And it would be like Vaseline and vitamin E oil and olive oil. Right? And she did suffer from diabetes. So as she aged, her skin needed more moisture. Yep. And it would heal her skin. She would wear it. It would be a sealant. Right? Now, that's there somewhere in my Memodex, right? Yeah. But I've not gone into business to do that. Yep. But yeah, I'll stop there because I'll leave the interview alone too.
And I love it because I do think that I also think in this time, so I appreciate that you're creating scents and fragrances because in some regards, I felt like as a little girl, like that was I had to wait to become an adult. Like perfume was, I was a girly girl, right? So I wanted all the things. I wanted to play in lipstick. So I remember when Dita was talking, I was like, my parents left. I'm in mama's lipstick. I'm in all the things. I'm putting on all the stuff.
Girl.
Because, in her mind, you wait till you get a certain age, then you can do that. And so, and I think, being a little girl, you can do that. But when there is this idea of having non-greasy products, So tell me, what is your process? Like, how do you, these products are, first of all, I'm a branding girl. Okay. When I see a brand that I love the branding, I am a sucker for that. So that's where I'm a snob. Okay.
Fair
I'm
enough.
A brand snob.
Because that's where the experience begins.
Yeah, it's that for me, some products people are like, some things I can't really, but I do my very best that I don't buy because I just do my very best, but I'm a brand girl to the core. And as that, because I am, and people say you're the marketing maven, but it's because a brand tells a story. Mm-hmm. And I love stories. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't love stories, right? Mm-hmm. And so when I saw All Buttered Up, first of all, I'm going to speak from a brand standpoint. It speaks clean.
Thank you.
It speaks unisex, which I like. So that, if that male count, your husband, brother, your partner, whatever it might be, won't feel bad if they didn't put on, because I'm going to say this with my fiance, for whatever reason, he can't find the right, but he'll find what I have. And he's like, wait, I think I do like this. Uh-huh. So I do think that there's some places in there for it. And then I think they should still have that fresh scent too, mm-hmm. right? And so that's the thing that I love. And so tell me what that process, even into the naming, because today you got Pillow Talk,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yep. My bestseller.
So, you got to tell me. I want to know what's your process.
Okay, cool. So, it starts with how the business started.
Mm-hmm. So I can't smell.
You can. So I'm going to invite you to have let me take you through.
I'm sorry.
Pass me the butter, please.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
And this is hey, guys, I need you all to know this. She does pop-ups. And this is why she's going to be the pop-up queen. Because she was like, you don't touch it. Let me do this. Okay, take me on this experience.
So I'm going to invite you to have an All Buttered Up experience.
Okay.
So my process starts with the invitation.
Okay. All right. Invite me.
I'm inviting you.
Who doesn't want to be invited?
So
Okay.
Now, typically we have sticks and we have tester tubes.
Wow. That's pretty.
Thank you.
It's so perfect.
Well, thank you.
Oh my gosh. It's really perfect. I don't even want to put my hands in it.
It's okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna get you. So,
okay.
First, I'm going to invite you to smell it.
Okay.
And then if you like it, I'm going to invite you to put a little bit on the back of your hands, like a smidge.
Okay.
Okay.
Like my mama used to say. Yes. I do. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Okay, guys. I'm having a moment because this right here.
What does it smell like to you?
So it does have a very linen, that whole. So I see the linen, which for me, linen is relaxing, mm-hmm. Soothing. Mm-hmm. There's a therapeutic, but not aromatherapy therapeutic. But more so, I would say that's kick back with my legs up, with my bubbles, reading a book. That's what it feels like.
I love it.
For me. That I can take a shower, put this on, and I can begin my nighttime routine of self-care.
Okay.
That's what I like.
I love it. So I'm going to tell you, go right there. All you need is a little bit. Yep. Put it on the back of your hand. Ooh. It's going to absorb in 90 seconds. Oh. It's going to leave you with a sheen. Oh. It will keep you moisturized at least 2 hand washes. And it will not leave a greasy residue.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It melts at body temperature.
It almost feels like powder. A little bit of a little bit. You know how you put it in just, I wish I don't use talc powder anymore, but mm-hmm. You know how that feeling of softness?
Yeah.
I felt that.
It's going to be silky and smooth. You're going to want to keep rubbing your hands.
Okay.
Right? Because that's you because you're looking for it to be greasy because it's butter.
You do.
And you've been traumatized by all the shea butters in the world.
Yes, those shea butters
that linger on top of your skin, right? So a pivotal moment for me was when a client, so people who have eczema, psoriasis, even lupus, people who are on chemo treatment can all use my product because it's natural.
Okay. Tell me natural. I like for people to describe what is natural.
So no synthetic chemicals go into this. There's preservative free.
Got it.
Right? It's not even shelf stable. If it goes in the heat, it's going to melt.
Wow.
It's going to reduce the quantity, but it will not reduce the quality.
Okay. So meaning that if you left this outside, it would just turn into liquid, but you can still use it.
You can still use it. Put it back in the fridge. You can use it as liquid. Put it back in the fridge, or even let it just get back to stable room temperature, and it's going to solidify. But you're going to lose volume.
You're going to lose. It makes sense.
You lose volume.
Makes sense.
So natural, we use shea butter. Use a blend of shea butter, mango butter, coconut oil.
Okay.
Jojoba, almond, castor, and olive.
Nice. All the things.
It's a jar of magic.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
So we make these in small batches.
Okay.
And it will always be small batch because my process matters. I've tried to work with a chemist to reverse engineer it because at first you think you want to go mass.
Yeah.
Right? You want to go out there in the world.
Yeah.
Happen to have family, friends who have been chemists for generations. Right? A lot of brands go through their shop. They tried to reverse engineer it. They couldn't reproduce what I was doing. My clients told me so. Right, my client, is not yours. So process matters. So we have a small team, and we produce everything except for our shower gel.
So your shower gel, who produces that?
The chemist. So I worked with the chemist to create a formula that I liked that incorporates the all buttered up oil profile.
Nice.
So it's some oil in it, so you're moisturizing even while you're cleaning.
Okay.
Right. So it's sudsy. Yeah. It won't lather on a towel for people who want to know. Okay. So I tell people use a poof. Okay. But you can't use a cotton towel because the oils won't lather on a cotton towel.
Got it. You know what? Thank you for that revelation, because I think that we think that like it doesn't work. And I think, so I've always wanted to know that. So thank you for that. Because I don't think, I'm always like, it don't lather up. And, I'm always using a loofah, but I'm just saying those times when you're traveling and you're using a washcloth, and I'm like, it's not doing what it normally does.
Exactly. Okay. And I was really big on that. I'm like, I needed to lather on the towel. Yeah. And we tried and we couldn't. Okay. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're going to get a poof.
Got it. Get a poof.
So all of those, that's the butter. The butter is the main flagship product.
Got it.
So the origin of this a little bit is 2017.
Okay.
My son was in ministry at church, and he was a pantomime. So they ministered the word through mime movements, right? And my moms, baby, we're like football moms, cheer moms. We are always together, and we ride out. It becomes familial, right? Okay. And I was like, my love language is gifts. That's how I show love. Yes. And I was like, well, come. I wanted to give them gifts for Christmas.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't want to spend a lot of money, but what comes from the heart reaches the heart. So I sourced the ingredients that I wanted to use, the oils and the butters I wanted to use. I created a fragrance. I sourced some different fragrances, built a fragrance that I wanted to use, did it, whipped it, and gave it to them. Wow. The next week they came back and the lady walked up on me and she said, "You got some more of that stuff?" And I was like, "Ma'am, miss, woman of God, this is not drugs. You're giving me Pookie from New Jack City. Okay? You're giving me Pookie. It's real Pookie-ish. real Pookie-ish around here." And so from there, we just went on. I would tell them I'm in a shea butter making mood, but they really loved it. They were like, "Oh my God, you gave me this. I need more. Yeah. I said, "Okay, I'm in a shea butter making mood. Does anybody want any?" And then I think about 6 or 7 months in, one young lady walked up to me and said, "I'll pay you to make this." How much? Wow. So now I have what? And I'm a business major, right? So I'm like, I have a product. I have proof of concept. Wow. I know that the market wants it.
Yes.
So, okay, let me see. Maybe I'll do this thing. And I prayed about it. Talked to one of my good friends about it. And because I was working at Deloitte. I was like, and people work at Deloitte, we sort of might be okay with working at Deloitte.
Yeah, I was going to say, Deloitte is one of them good jobs.
Good jobs.
Okay? Good jobs.
So I was like, but I did it. So I was now full-time at Deloitte and full-time in building my business because I don't know how to do a thing. And I started the pop-up rotation. And I built, this is not where we started, this packaging.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you. But we're here and we like it. And
we like it. I mean, we like it. Like, it's so beautifully done. Thank you. I do think that, I mean, honestly, Lorè, I believe that if people really invest in the packaging, I do believe that a lot of times it will sell. Mm-hmm. Like I do. I mean, I'm not saying that as a marketing person, but because I have helped so many even corporate brands, those products were not amazing, but the branding was, right? And so from there, I could tell you invested and you worked hard to get to this space.
Absolutely. But I also say it's something to be said about starting where you're at. Ooh. Start where you're at.
Yeah.
7 years ago, I'll be in business 7 years in August.
And knowing that, testing, I think people need to hear that. How long did it take to say, this is it? Like, after how many iterations?
Oh, this is about...
Yeah, tell the people.
This is about okay, we've gone through several iterations, and COVID helped us go through a couple of them because just supply chain. Right? But the butter itself, this might be the 6th or 7th iteration.
Thank you for sharing that.
Of the jar and how I'm looking and and it's not done. Because the next thing is going to be to put the label around here. That's the final piece. Yeah. Right? Because shelf-wise, it needs to be here.
Absolutely.
And it really came, and I think people need to know to start looking at what the solution you're solving at home for.
Yes.
So my label's on the top of my jar because I do pop-ups, and I need to know what I'm picking up as I go through it and out my tote.
I love the way, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then I want you to have an experience, right? Yep. But now as I'm going into retail spaces, and it's set up pretty, and people love the whip. They love this look, right?
They do.
But they need a label here as it's on a retail shelf.
They do.
It's different.
It does.
Right?
It does.
So that's what happened with the butter. The bottles, this is the bottle itself, this is the 2nd iteration.
Okay.
I had a frosted bottle at first with a white label that I really liked. I thought it was very classy.
Okay.
The caps used to be, were they always this? I think the caps might have always been that cap with the brushed aluminum cap. Okay. But the body oil went from having a cap like the shower gel to having a pump. Because clients said, I would really like a pump or a spray.
Oh, I love it. You let your clients tell you.
Right. So I'm like, okay. And it helps to set apart which one you're getting.
Yeah.
COVID forced us to go with the white bottles.
Okay.
And I have a branding girl, so I invested in branding.
I love it.
Right?
I love it.
So I invested in branding very early with
I love it.
My brother-in-law created my original logo.
Okay.
Which I loved. It was really hard for me to walk away from, right? Because it's all about that, the first, right?
Yeah.
When I went to the branding girl, because I saw her work online on Instagram, and we've been in a relationship now for the last 5 years.
It's a black girl?
Black girl.
Okay.
Out of Atlanta.
Okay.
Paper Candy Designs by D.
Oh, nice. All right. Shout out. We love it. We love when we shout out brand and marketing folks. So yes. Yes.
So she's really created the whole brand ethos. We've partnered on that and built it up.
Nice.
So she's like, dear, that's clip art and I can't use that and you won't like it.
I love it.
She's like, I can do it if you really want it, but you're not going to like it. No. But what I love, and I wish I would have brought one of those with me, what I loved was where she took my brand from.
Yeah, the journey.
Yes, that, but I love that logo so much because it had a whip. And it had the words all buttered up on it. And it was like, yes, that's speaking. That's my language. Yeah. She took it and just elevated it into the luxury brand that I knew it was.
Yeah.
Right?
It definitely has luxury all over it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's how we got there. And then we just we did the roller balls. So, roller balls usually come with a little black top.
Yes.
We keep those now so we can delineate the testers. But that's the polished look.
It sure is.
So we keep that continuity throughout all the products.
And it doesn't look so... Again, you talked about the oil man, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing against the oil man or oil lady. Mm-hmm. I'm not. Nothing against, because I love it. But with the black top, it make me feel like the oil lady, the oil man or the oil lady. And not that, again, I like it because I get some of them and I like it. Mm-hmm. But I do recognize that literally with the silver top, it just speaks to a space that ultimately is powerful. So thank you for that. Can I smell that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We have the testers.
The testers are over there, guys. So just so you know, I love this. Maybe not.
So we're going to transition to another scent.
Okay.
So when I do my pop-ups, I do this. I'm like, I invite you here. And then instead of I've grown even in that presentation where I'm not giving you all the butters to try. I'm going to take you on the fragrance journey.
Okay.
So if you're ready to go.
I'm ready.
So this is Day Party. Smells
like
a
party.
Yeah, it smells like a Jolly Rancher.
It does.
I didn't do that on purpose, but that's happened.
Oh my gosh. But it feels nostalgic Jolly Rancher. Let me say this. Like wine candy. Let's say that.
Yes. And the scent named itself. So it got that name because when I created a fragrance, because I was just in there pouring, and when the ancestor said stop, I did. Yeah. And I put it with the butter. And I said, oh, that smells like something you wear to a day party.
Wow, it is. It is.
And it actually has energizing properties.
Wow, it does. Yeah. Yes.
So then I'm going to take you to Confidence. Confidence is fresh and clean. It has a bit of a musk.
Okay. Yes. Confidence, yes.
And it might be giving masculine.
I was going to say, it feels very masculine. So it's I feel like this is unisex.
It is unisex. So my son said, Mom, you're not going to make anything for me? And I said, I got you. So I went in there and again, I'm sourcing, I'm putting this.
But your branding's very unisex, which is nice that you can attract that for women to consider this to be able to. I think it's beautiful because I know it's women are the shoppers. I mean, oh, that smells.
And women
gorgeous.
love it. So I used to say this is our male fragrance, and I don't even mention that anymore. The marketing I've used is because my clients say, "Oh, that smells fresh and clean."
It does.
That smells. I like that.
It does.
So that's what I use now, and I let them decide if it's too masculine for them or not. Right?
I like it.
But that some women love musk. Yeah. They like the scent.
I like it on him, but I do like it.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's supposed to be on him, only because that's a musk. I think it's a what I call familiar fragrance that you connect to.
Yes,
that's it.
Absolutely. And then I had a whole thought.
That's all right.
And it's gone.
It's okay. It'll come back though.
So now this is what I tell people about this one. I don't know if you're trying to get got at home or in the streets because that's not my business. That's your business.
Love it. I love it.
But this Come Get Me is going to get you got.
Oh.
The name of the fragrance is Come Get Me.
Oh, it is a Come Get Me. Oh, it's so but at the same time though, it's very sensual. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's sexy. It's a very sexy.
It's a sexy scent.
It's a sexy scent. However whatever.
Listen.
Because you could be sexy on Sunday and go to church.
I sold it in a church bookstore. Never changed the name. The Lord can come get you.
I love it, Loria. I love it. Oh my gosh. I
Never
love
said you're going to change the name to some person. No, ma'am. I'm going to call it Come Get Me.
Oh, that's it.
One lady said, because I sold it in her bookstore, Pillow Talk. They said, oh, it does help you go to sleep. I said, mm-hmm. It does.
Pillow Talk does. But it's not the I want people to understand it's not the aromatherapy go to sleep. It's the I'm still sexy going to sleep.
Yes.
You
so
know?
when I do my scent classes, I tell people I'm not an herbalist. I did not get into this for that. I like pretty fragrances, so that's what I create. I do have a Spa F fragrance though. It's called A Long Day. So either you had a long day or you're gonna have a long day. It's lemon and lavender essential oil. So lemon is scientifically proven to keep you happy.
It does. I'm a lemon girl.
And
I'm
lavender.
a little girl. I like lemongrass in a lot of my stuff. I love it.
But they say it smells a little lemongrassy, but not to me.
Okay.
It's a light.
Okay.
Because you smell
but
it.
But you don't have it today.
I did not.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
So the next time.
Okay.
I'm just saying. You didn't know that lemongrass is my jam. I didn't know. But it's okay. It's okay.
But I just made a shower gel for it, and it's amazing. It's my favorite shower gel.
Okay, that means I need to order it. Okay, the lemongrass. It ain't sold out, is it? Because you just had a sold out moment. So let me say this, guys. Let me say this brag moment. We're gonna bring it up to the front because I need her to brag about it. So she had an event. Well, she was at an event where there was a guest of Black Businesses Matter, Noelle Curtis of Busy Boulevard was there. Yeah. I have to bring that up because I think, again, you need to hear her story. But the fact that she is connecting some of these beauty brands in a big way. But she was at an event. I was at her event on Wednesday, and she was at an event. And can you tell the people what happened at that event?
So at that event, I sold out of my most popular products.
Sold out.
Thank you, Noelle.
Sold out. And I want to say that is because that's important to tell.
That's important to tell. Not only that. So let's talk about how intentional, and I'm putting this on here, right?
Okay.
I'm giving this credence to this. This is my thought.
Yes.
Noelle is doing wonderful work with entrepreneurs in the beauty space and outside. She was not there as Noelle for the beauty space. Yes. She was there as Noelle giving you these other jewels.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And we connected and she purchased, but she purchased because she's going to give my items out at raffles at the trade show.
I love that.
Right? That's exposure. That's intentionality.
Yes.
That's being deliberate. Alignment.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
On the eve of something that some could consider life-changing, it is life-changing, life-altering in my life. She didn't know what was going on for me. She didn't know that her act of walking in her purpose and alignment was supporting me on walking my purpose and alignment, right?
Yeah.
And all this interconnect. I didn't know you knew her.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I know.
It's like, but it just tells us that we're right where we're supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And doing what God called us to do. And I think when I see you, right, so I'm just having a moment. And I'm having a moment because I've been around these, all you beauty entrepreneurs, which I love. I'm a girl that loves beauty, but I want to indulge, right? I'm not making it. That ain't my jam. I can indulge and I love it, right? Mm-hmm. And so is that we need you. Like this is a product we need, because as we're building, and I said this, is that when we're walking into that room and we don't see anyone that looks like us, whether we're asking for funding, whether we're trying to close on a client, that when we have beauty products that thought about us, there's some level of confidence, there's some level of sexiness, sophistication, whatever you need, that someone thought about you. Because when you walk in there, you're thinking for a minute, right, I'm by myself, but you're not.
Right.
You got like a full collective of beauty brands that thought of you when you walk in that room. Because when you gave your bomb, you were very clear with how you created it and why you created it and what it was for. So we know that you thought about this journey for women, right?
Yes.
There's a journey that women go through, whether that is relaxing, whether that is taking that shower, right? Whether that is want to build my confidence. I don't feel amazing at this point. And that's a real thing.
Yes.
So even though we could be doing all these other things, but we just don't feel.
You know what's amazing? You said it before I could. All but it is a mission is to give us practical ways to implement self-care in our daily lives. It can be going to a yoga class.
It could be.
It could be simply as moisturizing your largest organ, which is your skin.
Yeah.
Like I have a motto for myself that self-care ain't that deep.
Oh, okay. Can we just sit on that for a second? I need to, because I think we do. Oh, I got to go on a spa trip. It's all about me. Self-care ain't that deep.
It ain't that deep.
Drop the mic on that.
It's literally, did you go to the washroom the first time your body told you needed to relieve yourself?
Yes.
Or did you tell yourself that what you were doing was more important?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Than taking care of an act of releasing toxins, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Or self-care is saying no and standing on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Setting a boundary and being okay with that. Right? Self-care. I struggle with. So part of the reason I'm in this business, God gifted me with this business is because that's what the business is.
Thank you.
That's self-care, right?
Thank you, God.
But for me, I struggle with self-care. I proudly tell people I don't drop balls, right? I don't drop balls for anybody. I was in corporate America as a professional shit getter doner for like 20 years.
Did y'all hear that? We ain't never heard that. Oh my gosh. So for all the people that's say that again.
Professional shit getter donors.
There's a whole lot of us out there. Come on now.
Yes.
You just said a word right there.
Ooh, but
I didn't drop my mic on that one. Literally.
And I don't drop balls. Like I started my career at the city, where being able to manage fires and give an excellent result at the end, tied in a bow, was rewarded, right? That's chaos, right? Managing chaos was where my strong suit.
You're listening to Black Businesses Matter, and we will continue our conversation.
But in my life in general, I was born to be of service. I really stopped resenting my profession once I realized that was a gift of God. That was one of the fruits of the Spirit, right?
Yep.
For real, that when I read that, took this assessment, and that was one of the fruits, because you don't think of fruits of the Spirit being that. You think of all these preaching, singing, whatever, but not being of service, being an administrator, right? And I'm an administrator.
Yeah.
So once that lens flipped for me, I really embraced it. And but who was sacrificed? If any balls get dropped, it's my balls.
Yeah.
Right? Something that I need to do for me. I'm not going to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm not doing something that I should be doing that's really important for my quality of life.
Yeah.
But the outside world is going to get what they need. My family's going to get what they need, even though they might not get the best version of me.
Yeah.
We know how important it is to stay connected, so why not join our BBM Fam Club for special announcements and exclusive offers by texting BBM FAM to 312-300-1300. That's BBM FAM to 312-300-1300 today. Now let's get back to Black Businesses Matter.
Do you think part of is because I always say a lot of it's generational, right? And I say that just, for a moment, I go vulnerable.
Go ahead, go with it, fall into it.
But, I recently lost my cousin this week, right?
I'm sorry. My condolences.
Thank you. Love her, sweetie pie. literally, rest in peace, Denise Thomas. And I made a decision that I was not going to the funeral. Not because, and I'm going to tell you the number one reason, was because I'm not at a space to be at a funeral right now. Having, lost my mom, lost my best friend back to back. It's just, for me, I'm not there. And for me, it was a self-care moment.
Absolutely it was.
And when you said it's not that deep, I needed to, I think, we think we need to go to, it was just, and I had to, when I verbalized it to her daughter, and verbalized it to my family, I still was trying to explain myself. And I made the decision that I can't make everything when my spirit doesn't require that right now. My spirit is not ready to go into those rooms, right? And so what I did, and then I'm going to say this, the other part was the ticket there was ridiculous. And so I said, now I'm about to give up a whole lot, right? Which is totally fine in some, because we don't know the day or the hour when that's going to happen. But you take that and the spirit ain't right, then you're almost, in some regards, hear me out, it's suicidal.
It is. So I wanted to say this. It is suicidal because when something's not in alignment, right, it just is going to continue not to be in alignment for you. Now, what we can do is we can repress that. We can say no. We can make the excuses.
Man, I'm supposed to be there. It's
obligation. I stopped doing things out of obligation, girl. Lord, it's 20-something, okay?
Man.
If it's not on my heart, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
If I don't, so I have a flow chart in my head. Because my wife likes to say that my brain is a flow chart in Excel sheet.
Yes. I love it.
But literally, when I get because I'm a giver, people, takers find that, right? So I had to find a way to make my wife sane.
Yes.
So the first thing was when I get a request, is do I want to do it? Yes or no? Do I honestly? Because if anything I do from my heart,
even when it's a decision of death, right, or loss, I Lorè, want to do it? Okay. Thank you.
Or no. Yeah. Now, if it's no, it might be hard to get there, but that should be the end of story. But that takes work.
It does.
That takes self-work.
It does.
To let that be the end of the story.
It does.
And it's like, things aren't that black and white all the time. So it's like you figure out where the gray is and where it can live with you, right? But I'm not going to say yes to you and say no to me.
Yeah.
Because what I've learned is most of the world ain't going to do that neither.
Facts.
And it's not about the tit for tat.
It's not.
But you hold that in your mind. You hold that in your body.
Yeah.
When you're doing things because you're showing up how you're showing up, but you've ignored the information that you have on the issue, right?
Correct.
You know that Riri ain't gonna never show up.
Come on.
She's not gonna never be there for you.
Correct.
Right? You're that person in her life, but she's not that person for you. Now you gonna act brand new.
Yeah.
Because you ignored the data. Let's not.
L'Oreal, you have. Oh my gosh. You've just got a whole, I'm sitting here that's why these products, because here's the thing, you give it to me, but I need to keep that scent in my life to be able to manifest, right, that thing. And I say that because when I made the decision and I called her daughter, and what I did say is I said, but her mom and I talked, and she's from Chicago. She was born here. And, she, as a mother, was challenged as mothers go through, right? I'm not a mother, but I get it. And so she says, but I just want my daughter to continue to see you, in the glory that you have brought into my life for her. I said, done. I said,
that will happen.
I said, I promise you, I will look after her. And we had this moment not knowing that those were the last days, right? So when I called her, instead, right, I think in some regards, the little girl in me, because the little girl comes back up, the little girl would say, well, I'm just going to make one statement. I called and told all the family. And I called her. I called I didn't let it, you know how you tell one and you just I called them all. So they all got the message, right? Whether they turn it into something different.
But they got it from you.
But they got it from me. Yeah. They didn't have to receive it any other place. And that was intentional too. And so when I told her, I said, whenever you want to come and visit where your mom is from, it's on me.
There you go.
So that transfers, I'm still for you and with you, but I've got to protect my heart.
So back to the flow chart.
Come on now. Come back to the flow chart. It's the flow chart.
So if it's yes,
come on.
Can I do it without hurting me? Yes, I want to do it. You asked me, you made this request of me. I do want to do it, right? Okay, but can I do that without hurting me? That could be, can I lend you this money without one of my bills sacrificing?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Can I do that? Because I might want to, but I can't really do that because I can't be in a lurch because I'm your boat coming up.
You're so powerful.
To God be the glory.
You are so, like, I'm just sitting here like, you're so powerful just to know that not only just in this place of all buttered up, that you create an experience that gets you all buttered up, literally, and figuratively, to be able to deal with life's. Yeah, because life be lifing, man. Life be lifing. Life be lifing. I got a t-shirt coming soon. It's going to see it. And you got a podcast, so let's have a brag moment. Another brag moment. I know we talked about the sold out, but I got to go there. Come on. You told me.
I am going to relaunch my podcast, Girl That Part.
Girl That Part.
Yes. So I'm going to launch
excited.
That.
I can't wait to be on there.
You're coming. I'm booked. Okay?
I can't wait.
But it's really so we can have these conversations. So I'm a person, I love podcasts.
Me too.
I love them. We started that podcast during COVID.
Okay.
And
I think I also met, I think I met your wife at an event. Was she ever at an event?
Yeah, my wife, everybody knows my wife, Jesus.
So I know this, but I'm saying this when you said it, I was like, there's the bingo, light bulb moment, because she was saying, she was like, my wife, I mean, she does all this. Like, I'm just here, but I'm going to tell you, try this. Like, she was like, oh, she running around talking to somebody. Or you had gone somewhere and I had talked to her. So when you said it, I was like, let me just confirm she's at your events. Yes. But she is like, she's like the best salesperson.
Yes, in life. Nobody can say I'm L'Oreal's #1 fan. No, you're not. No, you're not. Right. No, you're not. Because I met her doing my work.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy. But yes, another story on another podcast. But I mean, literally, the product.
She is that.
It's something that makes you feel good, but it makes you feel good.
Yeah, it does.
It's made with intention.
We curate
the vibe, and if you have the wrong attitude, you can clock out. You don't have to be here. Yep. Somebody else. We make sure that even we're not watching certain things aren't on the TV when we're making. Yeah. Certain things aren't not on the radio when we're making. Especially early on when it was just me. Yeah. I would be up because I'm a creative and I see that my energy flows at night. And this is very therapeutic, the making process. I would most times have like a sermon on or somebody's podcast and all the things. So all that energy, because energy flows. We believe energy transfers, right? Yeah. So the flagship first product was the butter. Okay. A client asked, can I have more fragrance? And I said, well, no, I'm not going to change my formula for you.
Love it.
But I can do this. Oil man, been on a train, red line my whole life. Right. we're gonna give you these fragrance roller balls, right? Yes. Again, start where you can. I still curate some of my supplies from a local Black-owned business in Chicago. Wow. And I'm intentional about it.
That's awesome.
Because A, I started there. B, why not support that business? Yeah. It's in Chatham, I think, this neighborhood.
Okay.
So then we go, the next product that we came up with was the body oil. Okay. Because before I ever did this, I used to keep a cooked corn oil.
Okay. Okay.
Olive oil.
Okay.
Olive oil.
I love olive oil.
In my shower. Because if I didn't do it before I left that room, I was going to look like I played in flour.
And
nobody, you don't look like you played in flour, right? It's not okay.
No.
But so my oil blend is the oil blend that's in the butter. So I said the oils are in the butter, but the butter's not in the oil.
Okay. And butter's not in the oil. Got it.
And the practical use application of the oil is fresh out the shower. You put it on, you don't towel off.
Got it.
And you're moisturized to your next shower.
Nice.
Feel my arm. That's shower gel body oil only.
Oh my gosh. Girl, you like silk. Like for real. My hand felt a little bit like that.
Yeah.
My hand felt a little bit. I tell people
sometimes, this could be you.
Yeah. I love it.
This could be you.
I love it. Like this, I love it. How long you been doing this?
Almost 7 years.
Yeah, that's awesome.
7 years.
That's awesome. So what's next?
We have our fragrance classes now.
So you do. I was gonna ask you, are you gonna do fragrance classes? Okay.
Yeah, so we do them in Homewood at a Black-owned business called Blue Pearl Candles.
Okay, that's where. But that's also where they sell it. Sell the product. Yes,
they sell it there too. So if you want any of our top 5 fragrances, so Pillow Talk, Confidence, Come Get Me, Day Party, and A Long Day. The Spa-esque fragrance.
Nice.
They sell those there.
Got it.
That's a retail partner.
Okay.
But I also host my fragrance classes every third Sunday of the month there.
Oh, nice.
Except for this April, because that's Easter, and we're not going to do that.
You're not. So I'm going to do that with my friends. I'm
April
going to reach.
13th.
Okay. The next one is April 13th. The next one's April 13th. I'm going to check and see if my girlfriend's in town. We can do that for her birthday.
I would love that.
That would be really cool.
So I lead you in crafting your signature scent.
Nice.
And you can walk away with just a fragrance, or you can choose to upgrade and put it into the butter.
Do you think that the fragrance parties will increase?
Yes. Cool. Because it's fragrance parties, it's art therapy.
Yeah.
It's team building.
Yeah.
I've had some people say you should be a CPS vendor.
Yeah.
You should come to this company
you really
and do this.
can.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think as people know about it and know that it's happening, I think, and shout out to my boy Dave from Product of Chicago.
Okay.
I don't know, this black business, not black women. Okay. So Dave, you should have him on here.
Okay, but that's okay. We we just shine it like this.
That part. But Dave is the one that said, Lorè, you should do this. You should do the fragrance classes. Your scents are amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
I would definitely. Yeah. Like that's because that was going to be my next question. Like, are you doing more fragrance parties? Because, I done been to the candle parties. I done been to, Katori's been to, she went to pottery. Like, I think that's, because we want experiences.
And we're older, so it's us. It's something for us to do.
Yeah, find that part.
Listen, I'm 43. A day party is my get down. To be in the car at 9:30 going home.
It's a win.
It's a win. It's like, yes, we did that.
We did that. That is so true. You are so right.
So we do the fragrance parties on the third. Two things. We do them on the third Sunday of the month at 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Blue Pearl Candle. If you go to my Instagram,
I was gonna say, give them your website.
My website is www.allbutteredup. The word all, the word butter, the letter D, as in
not ED.
D. And the word up.com. But I have it's links and it's a hyperlink to it.
Okay.
And it'll have all my pop-ups. It'll have all my classes.
Got
right?
It.
So I have a couple classes coming up. I have one at May 10th in Shorewood. So the Shorewood Plainfield area.
Okay. Nice.
Where we'll do the same. We'll come in, you'll do it. These classes, people leave. They come as strangers. They leave as friends.
I love it.
It's a great date night activity.
Yeah.
You can build a scent together, build your individual scents.
I love this.
I enjoy facilitating them.
You are excellent at facilitating.
Thank
you.
She
got me real right. I tried to touch y'all. She was like, let me facilitate. So that's it. So I have to ask you, I could talk all day about this and I love when this happens. It's just these interviews then go so fast. Why do Black businesses matter?
Because we are the business. Black businesses, we are the creators and originators of everything. Literally. And I think that we get a hard rep. I think people don't practice patience and grace with us. I'm all for support. I support businesses that operate in excellence.
That part.
And when they're not, feedback. I'll write you an email. I'll call you and say this, that, or the third, right? Because I just had this conversation recently. I said, how many places have you gone that are not owned by us, but treat you very poorly?
And you still go.
You still go. COVID happened. I remember, it's a distinct memory for me. All the riots. And all the boards on the windows. Any nail salon that I passed that had a board on their window still, like all boarded, only the door was open, they were in under-resourced communities, but they weren't. I don't live there. I live outside of those communities now, but I still go there. Right?
Sure.
I'm like, I would never.
Yeah.
Because you don't value my dollar.
Correct.
You couldn't.
Correct.
Right? You couldn't value my dollar.
Correct.
In that way.
Yeah.
Right? I've left. I used to get my nails done at this place in Evergreen Park. I didn't like the way they spoke to somebody else. And I asked them not to. And they said, oh, no. I said, no. And I got up and left and I've never gone back.
Yeah.
Because it's not okay.
It's not.
So I think that we need to support, being intentional about supporting Black businesses, being patient with Black businesses.
I love the word you said, patient.
Right?
I love that. Yeah.
Patient with Black businesses. We're trying. Meet us. You can expect for the turnaround time to be the same as a big corporation.
Yep.
When it's a small mom and pop.
Yep.
I was a team of one. And right now, if you call All Buttered Up, I'm going to answer the phone for customer service, for shipping, for procurement, for marketing. Everywhere you go, you're going to talk to me, beloved. I have to fix the things. And I think people don't understand that small businesses, that's what it is. Yeah. So where we lack the most is communication. Yeah. I feel like that. I'm a person, I like customer service. Yeah. I want to update you. But I know there have been times when there was a delay. Yep. And I had to learn to get really good about communicating. Hey, there was a delay. Yep. But it will be there by this time. Correct. And then being, accountable and integral to that. Right. Yeah. But Black businesses matter because if we don't support us, who will?
I mean, somebody else said that. And I do believe that a recent person who will. And I think that is something that we need to have permeate. So like when you make a decision to support that Black business. But I also think that the other part is the excellent part, right? Mm-hmm. And so the ones that are excellent at being patient, right? Because I do think it's not, patience and grace isn't extended to many and several Black businesses because the expectation is because you're coming from the corporate mindset. Well, it's not here, it's this. It might take a little longer, right? And I even say that today, and it's funny when you said COVID. And so, during COVID, we had a lot of businesses that were suffering. They were not online. So we offered our services for free, get them online so they can start to build income. Because at that moment, right, nobody was walking. Nobody was getting that foot traffic. But in some regard, it allowed them to focus, right? And something that was another area that they hadn't thought about. So I do think it's important. So as you build on this brand to help everyone else feel great, what brings you joy?
Oh my gosh. There's nothing. It's a couple of things.
Okay.
With regard to the business, it's nothing like the first time somebody gets their all buttered up experience. Yeah. Those faces, that feeling, that never gets old. That is amazing. Yes. When I come and people say, I can't wait to take a bath tonight.
Yeah. I can see, because I'm thinking this with my scent you gave me. Yeah.
The fact that you are excited to practice, to make time for yourself, right? Yeah. You're going to make time for yourself. Yes. And indulge in that. Yeah. That brings me joy. Yeah. Understanding that the vision for All Buttered Up is to also be an economic empowerment tool for other women or people. So I come from an era where the Avon lady, Mary Kay lady, all that, that was a thing, right? People still have their Mary Kay lady.
They sure do. And I say that my mother was and she's gone to be with Gloria, but she was the Mary Kay lady. Like, seriously, like people would call her, text her, she would leave packages in her mailbox. So they were coming by the house to pick it up. So I still think that Mary Kay model is still a great model.
Absolutely.
I do.
Absolutely. I feel like people can, once I'm steady, now I have opportunity to really focus in and hone in on that. But that's been the vision that was given to me for the business since the beginning.
Nice.
Right. So to be able to do that and just make the world, I'm not going to say my catchphrase.
Okay.
But
that's okay.
To really make it not the best kept secret.
Okay.
Because that nobody wants to be the best kept secret.
I know that's right. Nobody really what? You're absolutely right.
No.
Ain't no sales that come
out.
Yeah. I was going to say, we want sales. We want lots of them. We want sold out. Yes. We want sold out days.
Sold out.
Yeah.
Sold out. So yeah.
That's awesome. And I think, Joy, one of the things that I will share this, L'Oreal, as we wrap up is that the reason why I asked that question, and I think it's important to do, is that for many Black businesses, as I was interviewing and talking to people, we had found out that we weren't given permission to talk about our Black joy because we work. And to your point, we work. And so if you told, the joy of, picking up your son, your daughter, or, seeing your pets excited to see you, that joy wasn't received in those corporate environments and those people. And so, and a lot of times entrepreneurs, what you do and building community with your business is your joy. And we figured, that it was like, in some ways, entrepreneurship ushered joy that we didn't have. Because if you look at history. I read a book. I stopped reading it during COVID because it actually brought anger in my life. But it was called post-traumatic slave syndrome, and it talks about how, you know, as moms couldn't celebrate that Black son that was great, because if you celebrate, that meant that, you know, slave owners will then put them back in the field. So you couldn't say, "Good job, son." You have to be very careful. So what happens is, so we took that and inherently did it. And when you heard, they talked about Black moms never really, and these boys would be great, that they wouldn't say, "Good job, son." Now this was after, you know, slavery.
This is now. That's me.
I mean,
it's me.
Yeah.
And I was just having a meeting with my team, and I was talking. I said, "I'm sorry, y'all. What I did incorrectly was what was pointed out the most.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going first, and then I'll come back around with the, that was so good, right?" And I worked, my son's 24.
Wow.
And I worked to say the positive things. It's like almost like when you tell your spouse.
It's generational.
It's generational. And I never thought about it like that, right?
They taught the moms to not, because if, you know, we've seen it. If you say that they're great and they're super, you know, they're going to go sell them, and they're going to depart from their mother. We inherently, as mothers, that trauma was brought down to us. So you can't really celebrate your son, which is why there's a such thing as Black boy joy, right?
Yeah. And let's say this also, from my perspective, with my grandmother and my mother, they were working to help you be the best.
That's it.
So I have to keep working out the kinks until you're the best.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to point out these things where you need to do better.
Yes.
And you doing well is expected.
Correct.
So we don't talk about that because, and that's actually, my opinion, the condition of the human brain.
It is.
Right? When you get what you want. So let's say you petition your spouse to do something.
Yeah.
And then you say, "Hey, I don't like when you do that."
Correct.
I would rather you did it like this, right?
Yes.
When they do that thing, you're likely not to ever acknowledge that.
Correct. That is so true.
Because that's how the human brain works.
It is.
But as soon as they do it again, you're re-triggered.
You're re-triggered.
I remember I had an experience where I had to tell myself, it was years later, and I had just thought about it, and I got re-upset, like it was happening right then. And I was like, wait, this is not happening. And I was like, oh, this is reliving the trauma.
Yeah.
Right?
It's real.
This is reliving the trauma. Okay, so let me stop, because that's a thing.
Yep.
And I'm not going through this situation anymore, but I was literally just as upset as if it was happening right then and there.
And it's accepted, you know, and we were, you know, the brain works where we actually hold on to negative. So we don't remember that you probably a week ago said great job, but we just heard a week later that you didn't know how to put that curtain rod up there. But last week you did a great job of doing a flower bed or whatever. You know,
it is. And I'm often, especially with my spouse, I'm very mindful of people.
Yeah.
Because words and time you can't take back.
You can't. When I tell you, I say words are powerful, and we know it's also Bible based, and know that it speaks life, or that it literally does. And it will also keep you from your purpose.
Yes.
Right? It's that damaging.
Because if you speak it, if you speak something positive, it can come.
It can come. It's manifestation.
It's manifestation. Like, it's literally, you're speaking it, you're drawing it to you, you're drawing all the things in that place to you.
Yeah.
And I have to work. So when I argue, I don't really argue. But when I say things, and I'm a Sagittarius, so it might come out.
That's why I love you. So am I. When's your birthday?
December 3rd.
December 15th. That's why we.
That's my wife's birthday.
Are you serious?
I'm so sorry. So this is the thing.
So you love December 15th. So you'll love it too. Yes. I love it. I love it.
But I know I have a way of speaking.
Yeah.
And even with my best languaging, it's still probably going to hurt your feelings. And I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm very mindful of the things that I say because it's going to replay on that reel. And I can't control that for you.
It is. You can't.
Right? So I try to really control.
Me too. I do too, because I know that words hurt. So, you know, you got to really push a Sagittarius, though. That's the thing. You really...
Well, you...
Lorè said
no, because we got it. We got it for you.
I love it. I love it.
We got it.
I love it. So tell the listeners, the viewers, where can they purchase?
allbutteredup.com.
Got it.
You can absolutely purchase there. You can come to one of my pop-ups. You can purchase in person.
Social media handles?
At All Buttered Up. We're the same name every place.
I love it.
And then Blue Pearl Candles.
And Blue Pearl Candles.
Which is also a candle making bar. So you can go in there and do a
and I love that. I done been to three of them. So I didn't know that they did that out there too. Okay, so we could do that. Okay. Yeah. Well, guys, this has been magnificent. I'm going to say this because I did pillow talk. That was on my hands. Yeah, my hands smell good. The scents, I do think that there's something about, like, it's beautiful out today. So we're so grateful in Chicago. By the time you all hear this episode, I hope it's still great. But I also think there is something about fragrance that evokes an action too. Mm-hmm. And so I think so just put a little fire inside of me from that. So there you have it, guys, All Buttered Up. Check them out. This woman is all about making sure that self-love ain't deep. And I love that you've created a product for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I love y'all. Thank you. And let me say this. I'm going to say this. Please give us feedback. I'm really pushing us this month because it is Black Women's History Month. Give us feedback. Tell us, what episode inspires you this month, because we want to hear this. And then maybe if there's a guest that you think we should have, we love to hear from you all. My associate producer, Katori Shepherd, she's amazing. We all just want to get more feedback. You said it. Our last guest said it. So we want feedback. So please give us some feedback so we can get better and improve in this space. So thank you guys for another episode of Black Businesses Matter. Black Businesses Matter. See you next week.
The Black Businesses Matter podcast is produced by the L3 Agency, a culturally sensitive influencer, marketing, and communications firm in Chicago, where relationships are our currency, passion is our profit maker, and people are our bottom line. Follow us on Instagram at Black Businesses Matter.